Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We got game two of a three-game series between the Toronto Blue Jays and Kansas City Royals in the post-1961 Appa Bats League. And leading off for the visiting Jays, batting in the leadoff spot is Alomar playing second. Batting second playing shortstop is Fernandez. Batting third playing first is Olerud. Batting fourth, playing third base is Guerrera Jr. Batting fifth, playing right field is Barfield. Batting sixth, playing center field is Wells. Batting seventh, playing left field is Stewart. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Witt. And on the mound, batting ninth, Alexander. And for the hometown Kansas City Royals, you got leading off, playing left field, Johnny Damon. Batting second, playing center field is Wilson. Batting third, playing third is Brett. Batting fourth, playing right field is Tartable. Batting fifth, playing first base is Mayberry. Batting sixth, on the catching is Batting seventh, playing second base is Merrifield. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Escobar. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is Appier. Let's get down here to Kansas City and get this game started. And now you got leading off for the Blue Jays is Alomar, batting 270, no homers and 2 RBIs. Kevin Appier's third appearance, he's 2-0 with a 2.25 ERA. You can see the team comparisons here. You got the Blue Jays, they're 5-7, batting 281 with a 3.42 on base percentage, slugging 491 with an OPS of 832. Kansas City is 8-4, batting 216 with a 272 on base percentage, slugging 437 with an OPS of 708. And here's the pitch to Alomar. That's going to be a base on balls. Kevin walks the first batter he faces here. And now you got Tony Fernandez up. And Tony is, let's move these guys around a little bit here so we can see the pitcher better. See, the pitcher will move first and third around a little bit. Sorry about this. A little behind the scenes here. Okay. See if this looks any better here. That looks a little better. So now you got Alomar down at first, nobody out, and Tony's up, batting 268 with no homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be 17. That's going to be a base hit in the right field. Let's see here. Alomar with nobody out, trying to make it down the third here. That'll be a 4 41. And a 25. He'll score on a single probably. He's going to stay put. Not with nobody out. Not worth taking a chair. Just not worth it. So now you got first and second. And John Holderud up. Still nobody out. And John's batting .333 with no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a pop up behind home plate near the screen. Porter takes the mask off, makes the catch. Is one down. Now a ground ball double play. Kevin can get out of this mess with nobody scoring. Guerrero batting .308, 2 homers and 7 RBI. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. Yep, that's going to be a hit by pitch. It's going to load the bases up. Bases full of Blue Jays here in the first. They're going to play double play. It's early. Don't want to give up a big inning. Jesse Barfield, he's batting .333, 2 homers and 11 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Jesse, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. A big strikeout by Kevin. Now there's 2 down. And now to bring up Vernon Wells, and Vernon batting .292, 3 homers and 12 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball. Let's see here, playing back. It's going to be a ground ball down the first. And he's going to take it himself. And that'll be out number 3. And the Blue Jays leave the bases loaded. Remember, folks, that could cost them. And the first. Toronto, nothing. Kansas City coming to the plate. You got Damon, Wilson, and Brett. Johnny batting .125. No homers and 4 RBIs. Doyle Alexander's third appearance. 1-0 with a 5.11 ERA. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Johnny out for out number 1. Now Willie Wilson comes up. Willie is batting .291, no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And that'll be out number 2. 2 quick outs here in the first. And George Brett batting .262, a homer and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be an 8 and a 9. And that's going to be popped up down the short. And that'll end the inning. And Kansas City goes down in order to the top of the second. We go no score here. Kansas City. You got Stewart, Witt, and Alexander. Bottom third of the order. Shannon batting .206 with a homer and 3 RBI. And that's going to be a fly out to Wilson. And there's one down here in the second. And Ernie's up. Ernie Witt's batting .303. He's got 4 homers and 11 RBI. And that's a base on balls. Ernie's down at first. So Alexander's going to come up. They're going to give him the bunt sign. Ernie, not much speed down at first. You see Toronto's upcoming. They got one more game here in KC. Then they go back home, take on the White Sox for 3. And after Chicago leaves town, the Yankees come in and play the Blue Jays in Toronto. Alexander is 0 for 3, looking for lay down a nice bunt, and he does. That is a nice bunt down the third. Brett's got it. His only plays over to first with Mayfield covering. Now there's 2 down. And Alomar's up now. The runner down at second. 2 outs. and he walked his first time up. That's going to be against a righty of 14. And that's going to be a single in the left field. And with 2 outs, Ernie does not have no speed at all to talk about. He might not be able to score. Might not get the job done. With 2 outs in the left field of 47, 28 plus 3, 22. They're going to send him. They're going to send him, folks. 22. That's a 44 or lower. They're sending him with 2 outs. Here's the throw. And he's out by a country mile. Johnny Damon throws Ernie out. Base hit in the left field. And Ernie gets thrown out. They thought they had to take a chance here with 2 outs. I don't blame them for it. Worth the chance. But Ernie's gunned down. That'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the second. It's still no here in KC. And you got Danny Tartable, Mayberry, and Porter due up here. Danny's batting .353, no homers and an RBI. And that's going to be a base on balls. So leadoff walk. Can Kansas City make them pay for it? John Mayberry's only batting .167. He's got a homer and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Jesse and right. And that'll be a can of corn. 1 down here. And Daryl Porter grabs a bat and comes to the plate. And Daryl, he's batting .133 with a homer and an RBI. And that's going to be another fly ball out to Jesse. So a leadoff walk and now 2 fly balls. And Alexander's got 2 outs. And Merrifield due up. And he is batting .118 with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Alomar. Goes the short way. And that ends the inning. Kansas City strands 1 to the top of the third we go. 2, 3, 4 hitters due up here. Fernandez, Alderud, and Guerrero. You see the team comparisons. Toronto 5-7, 95 strike, 37 batters have walked, 29 doubles, and 3 triples. KC 8-4. They have struck out 76 batters, walked 27, given up 19 doubles and 4 triples. And Tony's due up here, 1 for 1, singled his first time up. And that's going to be against the 17. That's going to be a nice play out there by. He runs that one down, takes a hit away from Tony. And now we got 1 down for John Alderud. He's 0 for 1, popped up to Porter his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And that's going to be an E4. Merrifield makes the error. Runner down at first. 1 out. And Guerrero, he was hit by a pitch his first up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Wilson. Doesn't have to move. Had him played perfect for out number 2. Here comes Jesse Barfield now. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. So now the Blue Jays have got 2 on, a runner in scoring position at second for Vernon Wells. And Vernon, he's 0 for 1. He grounded first his first time up. And here's the pitch to Vernon. That's going to be against the righty at 20. That's going to be a ground ball down the short. Escobar's up with it. And he'll fire over to second to short way. And that'll do it. The Jays, they strand 2 to the bottom of the we go. Still no score. Bottom part of the order due up here for the Orioles. Kansas City's got Escobar, Appier, and then back to Johnny. And Escobar, 0.77 on the year, no homers and no RBIs. And that's a base on balls. You walk a guy, not even batting 100. That can't be a good sign. Kevin Appier is going to try to lay down a bunt here and get him in the scoring. Here's the pitch to Kevin. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Well, not a swing. He tries to lay down a bunt, misses. That's 0-2 pitch. Keep the sign on, and he fouls that one off, and that's a strikeout. Kevin can't get the job done. And Escobar is going to take off and try to steal here, folks. That's a 31, and that's going to be a 61 or lower. And he's in the stolen base. So Escobar's down there at second. With one out for Johnny Damon. Can he deliver here and put Kansas City on the board? Johnny, he's a strikeout victim his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Vernon's out there. 54 and a 3. I think that's barely column 1. Yep, barely column 1. Going to stay put. Not deep enough. And now you got Mr. Wilson up. And Willie 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a shallow fly ball in the center field. His counterpart, Vernon Wells, puts on the Jets and makes the catch. Escobar gets stranded at second. Nothing. We got us a pitching duel going into the 4th inning here. You got Stewart, Witt, and Alexander, the bottom third due up here for Toronto. Shannon 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Mayberry. He calls off Kevin, and there's one down. And Ernie's up. He walked his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Wilson. He again, can of corn, makes the catch. And there's quickly 2 down. Alexander laid down a nice bunt his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Kevin strikes out his counterpart. 1, 2, 3 goes the Jays. To the bottom of the 4th we go. Still looking for that first run. Got the Brett, Tarterbull, and Mayberry. 3, 4, 5 hitters. The heart of the lineup. Can they deliver here? George is 0 for 1. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Tony. And he boots that one, folks. A reliable shortstop like him. That's an E6. So Brett's aboard here with an error. Nobody out. Danny Tarterbull comes up. He walked his first time up. Danny's off to a great start. Can he keep it up? Now going to be a ground ball down the first. 36 and a 4. That's going to be fielding column 1. And that's going to be the old 3-6-3 double play. 3-6-3 double play. Now there's 2 outs and nobody. And Mayberry's up. John's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, and that'll end the inning. Nothing as we go to the 5th. Another good pitching matchup here in Kansas City. You got the top of the order due up. Alomar, Fernandez, and Olerud. And Roberto, he is walked and singled. He's a perfect 1 for 1. He singled his last time up. And he drives this ball into the gap in right field. That's going to be a leadoff double. And all of a sudden now Toronto got the go-ahead running scoring position and nobody out. Tony Fernandez is 1 for 2. He's got one of the 3 hits here today. And here's the pitch to Tony. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. And Alomar is going to stay put. And now number 2. Out number 1, rather, John Olerud's up. He's 0 for 2. He popped up and did reach on an error his last time up. That's going to be against the righty, 14. That's going to be a single in the right field. Let's see if Alomar can score. Damon's already thrown out one runner. Let's see if Tartable can get the job done here. So that's a single out to left field. Now that's going to be a single out to right field because he bats left. So a single out to left field. Is he pulled him? No, he's not a pull hitter. It's going to be a single out to right field. Yeah, and that's going to be a 46. He's going to score with no throw. And that breaks the nothing game up. RBI single by John. Do that again. Hold on a second. Still probably going to score with no throw. 46. There will be a throw. Did that wrong. So a 30. There will be a throw. That'll be a 56 or lower. And he's in there safely. So that didn't change anything. That's a single in the right field. And the runner scores. And it's 1 in Toronto. Now you got a runner down at first for Guerrera. And Vladimir is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch back in the first. And that's going to be a 37. That's going to be a rare play. Nope, that's going to be a pass ball. Pass ball now. The runner's in scoring position and 1 out. And Toronto had the list lead. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Vladimir. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Wilson makes the catch. And there's 2 outs. And John, with his speed, ain't going to try to chance it. Jesse Barfield's up now. Jesse has struck out and walked yet to put the ball in play. And he does this time. That's a ground ball down to Escobar. And that'll end the inning. But the RBI single by John makes it a 1-0. We bottom of the 5th. You can see Toronto's upcoming schedule here. One more game against KC. Go home to play Chicago for 3. And then the Yankees. You've got Porter, Merrifield, and Escobar due up. Porter's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Alexander strikes him out. That's his 4th strikeout of the game. And Merrifield is 0 for 1. He grounded into a fielder's choice. And that's going to be 14. And that's going to be the first base hit of the ball game, folks. That breaks up the no-hitter. And now you got a runner down at first, a tying run. Go ahead, run at the plate, and Escobar, he is walked and stolen the bases. Time up. Here's the pitch to Escobar. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Nope, that's a swing and a miss. Alexander strikes him out. Now there's 2 out, and that's up to Kevin Appier to help his own cause here. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Jesse. And that'll win the inning. Kansas City strands 1. Top of the 6th we go. They did break up the no-hitter, though. And you got Wells, Stewart, and Witt due up. Vernon 0 for 1, 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field, I think. Out to left field, Johnny calls for it, makes the catch. 1 down. And Kevin Castro joins us here, folks. Yeah, pitching match. Yes, it was. Had a no-hitter going through 5. and just got the first run in the fifth. And now you got Stewart up 0 for 2, flown out and grounded out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Escobar. And there's quickly 2 down here in the sixth. And Ernie Wick comes up. And Ernie's 0 for 1. He has walked and flown out. And that high. How far is this one going to go, folks? That ball is out of here. Kiss it goodbye. Ernie Witt has doubled your fun, doubled your pleasure, doubled your lead with double mint gum. It's 2-0 Toronto. Alexander comes up now with a 2-0 lead. He's 0 for 1. He has a sacrifice bunt and a strikeout. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Escobar, and that'll end the inning. But the homer by Ernie makes it 2-0. Go to the bottom of the sixth. You got the top of the order due up here against Alexander. Johnny is 0 for 2. He'll be followed by Wilson and Brett. And that's going to be a base hit. Johnny gets aboard here with a leadoff single. Johnny's down at first, down by 2. They're not going to do a straight steal, I don't think. They're going to do a little hit and run here. A little hit and run. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Shannon makes the catch. And Damon will get back. And there's 1 out. And that brings up George Brett. He's 0 for 2. He did reach on an error his last time up. Here's the pitch to George. And that ball is high. That ball is far about. And it's a tie ball game. George Brett turns on that one, folks. And that was a no-doubter about it. Jesse watches that one leave the yard into the bullpen. And it's 2-2. And now you got Mr. Danny Tartable up. And Danny's 0 for 1. He has walked and grounded out. Here's the pitch to Danny. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Dole settles down after the home. Gets out number 2. And Big John Mayberry's up. And he was a strikeout victim his last time up. And that's going to be a rare play, a 37 and a 41. And that's going to be ball 1. So he falls behind on Big John. Big John take advantage of this 1-0 pitch. And that's a ground ball down to Guerrero. He throws over to first. But the 2-run homer by George makes it a 2-2 ball game as we go to the top of the 7th. Got the top of the order due up here for the Jays. Alomar, Fernandez, and Olerud. And Alomar, perfect 2 for 2. He is a walk, a double, and came around to score his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to George. He just hits the homer. Then he bobbles it. That's an E5. George, one of the best fielding third basemen in the game, makes an error. Now you got the go-ahead run at first. Tony Fernandez is 1 for 3 today. Here's the pitch to Tony. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And Escobar's up with it. He fires over and over to first, but Fernandez beats the relay throw. That'll be a 6-4 putout. And John Olerud's up. John's 1 for 3. He has an RBI single his last time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. Kevin walks him, getting himself in a pickle here. Top of the 7th. Let's see Kevin make it through this inning. He's due up 4th. Bottom of the 7th. First and second, only 1 out. Love to see that ground ball here. Not much speed at first and at the plate. That's for sure. Guerrero at the plate. John Olerud at first. Vladimir is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be on balls. And Kevin Appier just walked himself into a damn mess. And Jesse Barfield comes up to go out to talk to him. I'll have to get the bullpen up. Cruising through this inning. Now all of a sudden he gets to the seventh and the wheels are trying to fall off the cart. Jesse's 0 for 2. They're looking for a double play here. He grounded out his last time up. And that's just what the doctor ordered. Ground ball down the short. 54 and a 28. That's going to be fielding column 3. And the only play he's got, Escobar is going to fire over to first. That's going to score the go-ahead run. And it is 3-2. Vernon Wells is up. Now you got second and third, and 2 down. And Vernon's 0 for 3. He is grounded out. Reached on a fielder's, grounded into a fielder's choice and flew out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Damon. That'll end the inning, but not until the Blue Jays score 1 in the top of the 7th. We go to the 7th inning stretch. It's 3-2 Toronto. They'll give Alexander 1 base runner, and they'll take him out. They're not going to mess around. They got a decent bullpen, not a great bullpen. Got a great closer in Ryan. So you got Alexander out. You got Porter, Merrifield, and Escobar due up against him. And Porter's 0 for 2. He struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Barfield for out number 1. And Merrifield's 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. And not this time. That's a ground ball down to Tony at short. To John, and now there's quickly 2 down. Can Escobar get something going here? A 2-out rally. He's 0 for 1. He's walked and struck out, stolen a base, has yet to put the ball in play. And he does this time. That's going to be a pop-up. No, he didn't. He strikes out. Alexander strikes him out. And that'll do it in the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th. It's 3-2 Toronto. Can Appier get through this inning, folks? Trailing by 1. He's supposed to lead off the bottom of the 8th. He's got the bottom third of the order due up. Stewart, Witt, and Alexander. Shannon is 0 for 3. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Escobar fires over to Mayberry for out number 1. Ernie Witt comes up. He's 1 for 2. He homered his last time up. Back in the 7th to give him a 3-2 lead here. Here's the pitch to Ernie. And he's done it again, folks. He has driven that ball out in the gap in right field off the wall. Just missed another homer. And Witt's down at second with 1 out. And now, do they go to the bullpen? I think they do. That's going to be it for Alexander. I'm going to try to add to this lead here. See who's going to come off the bench. Delgado is going to come off the bench, trying to drive Ernie in. It'll probably have to take a double here. Ernie has no speed. He's been thrown out once today. So here comes Delgado. And Carlos comes to the plate. He's batting 118 with no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a 37's a pitcher, 25. And that's going to be runner called off second. Ain't that, what's Ernie doing here? He gets thrown out at the plate, which I don't blame him from trying that, but now he gets picked off. Unbelievable. That ain't smart at all. Not smart at all. So now they're down. Delgado's up. Here's the pitch to Carlos. And that's a swing and a miss. Kevin Appier gets out of it with nobody scoring. To the bottom of the eighth we go. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch. You got a pitch hitter for Appier, then a lefty and a switchy. Ryan's there. Oh no, you got Garvin. Garvin's going to come out here and try to get through this eighth inning. Ryan will get up and throw behind him if there's any trouble here. So Garvin's going to come in the game. And that'll be it for Appier. He could still win this game if Kansas City can come back here in the bottom of the eighth. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch hit. With the lefty on the mound, that'll be it for Kevin. He goes 8 innings, gives up 6 hits and 3 runs. As Clinton Park joins us here. I appreciate it. Well, Clinton says to hit that like button. And let's see who's going to come off the bench here against the lefty. And Kevin's going to come off the bench. See if Kevin can get something started here, trailing by 1. Sleitzer, where is he at here? Where's Kevin at? There he is. And Kevin is 0 for 2 on the year. Can he do something here? Jerry Garvin comes in. This is his 7th appearance. He's 0-1 with a 2.08 ERA. Here's the pitch from Jerry, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Alomar. He's up with it. Excuse me, throws over to John. And there's one down here in the 8th. Back to the top of the order we go. And Damon's 1 for 3. He singled and came around to score his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Johnny strikes out. Mr. Willie's up. Can Willie get aboard here? He is 0 for 3. He has flown out to center twice and left once. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, and that'll strike him out in the end of the 8th. To the top of the 9th we go. Got the top of the order due up here. Let's see who's coming out of the bullpen. Got a bunch of switchies and lefties coming up. I don't think you want Quisenberry out there. Do they want Quisenberry? That's who they're going to bring out. They're going to give Quiz a chance here. He'll be all 3 of them will be lefties, but Quisenberry's coming out of the bullpen. Dan Quisenberry. I always like Quisenberry. I like those submarine sidearm guys. So Quisenberry will come out of the bullpen. So you got Alomar, Fernandez, and Olerud due up. Alomar is having a good game. He's 2 for 3. He's walked, doubled, and came around the score. And the only time that he didn't get on base safely was with an error. So he's been on base all 3 times. It's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Damon's got a beat on it. Makes the catch, 1 down. And Tony Fernandez comes to the plate. And Tony's 1 for 4. Here's the pitch. He grounded into a force play, but came around the scores last time up. And that's going to be against the 17. That's going to be a fly ball. And Wilson in the gap just takes a base hit away from Tony. Tip of the cap there by a quiz to Wilson. And there's 2 down here, trying to keep this a 1-run game. John Olderud is 1 for 3. He has walked and driven in a run. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. 1, 2, 3, top of the ninth. We go to the ninth. Kansas City trailing by 1. And that is going to be it for Jerry. They're bringing in the big boy. B.J. Ryan's coming in. Going to try to save this 1-run game. Not going to mess around here. So B.J. will come in. He'll be facing Brett Tarterbull and Mayberry. See if there'll be a pitch hitter for Johnny. So B.J. Ryan's going to come in the game. Try to get his 5th save of the year, I think. 4th or 5th. He's pitched in 5. This will be his 5th game. He's got 3 saves, going for save number 4 with a 2.01 ERA. George, he hit a homer his last time up to tie this game up. Can he do it again? Here's the pitch to Brett, and that's going to be against the lefty. That is going to be a fly ball out the steep center field. Vernon on his horse tracks it down near the warning track, makes the catch, and there is 1 down. Danny Tartabull's up now. He's 0 for 2. He has rounded out and struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Ryan strikes him out. Now there's 2 down. Do we let John bat? I think Sweeney's going to come up. Sweeney's going to come in the game here with the lefty out there. So Mike Sweeney is going to come off the bench. And there's 2 down, trailing by 1. Sweeney's batting .321 on the year, 2 homers and 7 RBIs. Here's the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss. Ryan gets the job done, strikes out the last 2 batters, and the Blue Jays hang on to win 3-2. Nice game. I love me some Tecalvi, that's for sure. Kent Tecalvi was probably my favorite reliever growing up, Clinton. Yep. Alrighty, let's take a look here at the box score. Yeah, it was a good game, Ken. Yeah, Ryan did his job. Gets his 4th save of the year. Some nice pitching going on in this series. First 2 games. As World's Worst Gamer joins us here. And the Blue Jays, 3 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. Kansas City, 2 runs on just 3 hits and 2 errors. Alomar, 2 for 4. And Ernie with 2 for 3. And they were 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Ernie with that homer. They left 9 men on base. And George Brett, he was 1 for 4 with that 2-run homer. Kansas City was 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. They only left 3 men on base. Give Doyle Alexander and that bullpen credit. Doyle Alexander picks up his 2nd win. 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, walked, struck out 7, gave up that 2-run homer to Brett. Garvin comes in, pitches 1 inning, 2 strikeouts. And BJ comes in, gets his 4th save of the year, 1 inning and 2 strikeouts. Kevin Appier pitched a fine game just on the losing end. He picks up his 1st loss. He's 2-1, 8 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them earned. Walked 5, struck out 3, gave up Quisen's and pitches 1 inning. Let's take a look now at the standings and leaderboard in the American League. And with the win, the Blue Jays are now 5.5 games back of the Yankees, along with Baltimore. The Red Sox are 6 games back in the Devil Rays 7. And in the Central now with the loss, Kansas City's just a half a game up on the Tigers. Indians are a game back, the Twins, and the White Sox 2.5. And out west, the Rangers lead the Angels by 2.5 games back. The Marlins, Mariners, and the A's are 4 games back. Mickey Rivers batting .386. Ramirez with 6 homers leading the American League, and Roger Maris with his 13 RBIs leading the American League. A good question. Let's look it up here. Let's look it up. We can go back here to the game, click on him. This is the nice thing about Digital Diamond I like. So, previous game. 14th. Oh, it won't let me do it that way. We'll do it this way then. We'll do it this way. Do it this way. More than one way to skin a cat. More than one way to get a Blue Jay. Yes, he was, Ken. Yep. He started 34 games in 77. Yep. And he was what, 10 and 18 with one shutout. 12 complete games. Yep. Yepper. It's one thing I like about Digital Diamond. You got baseball reference kind of built in there. Oh, not a problem, buddy. You're welcome. Go back here and look at the leaderboard here. That's not what I wanted. I want the leaderboard. And you got Mickey Rivers leading the league with a .386 batting average. Look at these Blue Jays creeping up there. Witt right behind him, along with John Alderud. Ramirez was leading the American League with 6 homers. Maris with 13 RBIs. And you got David Price with a 0 ERA. And Tiant and Wakefield with 3 saves, 3 wins. And BJ joined Jay. And Wetland tied with 4 saves on the year. 3-way tie for that. Kenny Lofton's leading the American League in the MVP voting. And Tim Wakefield with the Cy Young. I hear you, Clinton, buddy. I hear you. Let's see here. What's the final game of this series, the pitching matchup, going to be here? And it's going to be Mr. Doc Holliday going up against Larry Guerrera. And I want to thank Clinton Parks, Ken Castro, World's Worst Gamer, for stopping by today. New to the channel, folks, hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders, and like Ken said, hit that like button. That helps the channel out. Until next time, you all have a great day and take care.